best band in the world ever. Who would you say? The Beatles? Or perhaps? We get the message. That's the Stones. Their Bridges of Babylon tour reaches Wembley tonight. We now go there to Wembley to meet one of the band. It's not Mick or Keith or Charlie or Ronnie. It's Carlo. Carlo Little. Hello, Carlo.
Good morning, Eamonn. How are you?
Boy, Carlo, is there a story to tell here? Because obviously people immediately are going, who is that guy? What did he used to be? You used to be what? Tell us.
Well, I first met the Rolling Stones when they were a semi-professional group in London. They used to come and see the band I was with, called the Cyril Davis Blues Band, and they liked what they saw, and they asked me to do a few gigs with them, which I did. We're here now at Wembley Stadium behind me. There'll be a few hundred yards behind me, and they'll be playing later on today and tomorrow. I think it's the last of their tour. They've been 2 years on the road, and this is the last one, so this is the big one. It was cancelled from last year, brought forward to this year, and they're going to be great. I hope to go in later on.
So there you were, you had the job as the drummer, you didn't take it. Why did you decide not to take the job then? And we're going to explain what you're doing there. I know you've got some cooking going on there, because that's what you do at the moment. Well,
at the time I was professional on the road, so to speak, with a blues band, like I said. They were semi-professional. They just started, not very long. And they used to come and see the band, and they liked what they saw and heard, and asked me to do a few gigs because they didn't have a drummer. So I went along with them, done a few gigs with them, and they asked me to stay, but there wasn't any money. They were just a semi-pro group, nobody had heard of them. And I said, well, I can't stay. I think I'll have to go back to the band I was with before, and which was Screaming Lord Sutch and the Savages, who I originally started with. And so I went from a sort of Stone to a Savage. And I said, why don't you try Charlie? Everybody knew Charlie because he used to be around on the scene, sitting in with different bands around the London club scene. I said, why don't you try Charlie? And well, the rest is history.
Charlie Watts got the job, and you got the burger bar, basically. I mean, so tonight, this is the scene. They are there in Wembley.
Yeah.
All those people there, the music, everything else, and you're going to be serving hot dogs and burgers.
I am, Eamonn, yes. I've been working here for about 10 years on my burger bar at Wembley Market, but the market's closed because of the concert, so I'm just outside. And if they want a burger, well, they might phone over, and some onions, Mick likes a bit of that sort of stuff, and I'll send them over. But I'm hoping to go and see them tonight. I'm just cooking you a bit of bacon, Eamonn. I know you like that for your breakfast.
I can smell it from here. You're a natural, Carlo, there's no doubt. If you're as good on the drums as you are cooking that, you must have been very good.
What's happened, because of all the interest in me, because of what happened years ago, I decided to reform my own band. It's called the Carlo Little All-Stars, some of the original members. And we've started gigging, writing songs, looking for an album. Well, we've got a deal actually for an album, and we're in the middle of doing all that. So, a bit of hope for that. We're not looking to be pop stars at our age, but I think there's quite a bit of interest for what we've got to sort of play. And, well, keep our fingers crossed.
Now, Carlo, how many years ago were we talking about?
We're talking about 1962.
Right.
And 1963, like the winter 62-3. In and around the London clubs, the Marquee and all those sort of places.
Up to 37 years ago. Now, have you actually been able to meet up with the boys in the band?
Yes, I was invited to go and see them in the Paris stadium, the Stade or something, where they did the World Cup, massive, great new stadium.
Did they recognise you?
And, well, of course, yeah, they did, but I was a bit apprehensive about what was going to, the reaction and all that. And when I walked in the dressing room, they all jumped up, Carlo, how are you? And threw their arms around me and all that sort of thing, like long lost brothers sort of thing. And I was, quite pleased about that. But they were great, and they're so down to earth. really treated me well. They invited me to Mick's birthday party at the hotel later on.
Well, that's brilliant news. But let me ask you, how often, if at all, do you think, what if only?
Well, things like now, when they're sort of really back in the limelight all the time, you can't help thinking. But I mean, after a while, it'll go away, and I'll be back to my own band and the Burgers. But
that's a good title.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I haven't got any regrets really. I mean, I've got a nice life as I am. I've got a nice, I'm happy. Yeah. Family, granddaughter, nice lifestyle in it, and I'm alive,
Well, absolutely, and you have a nice philosophy towards it. Just finally, to use a football analogy, if the phone rang and Mick Jagger said to you, get your boots on, you're playing, would you be up to the job?
I could do it probably like falling off a log. I mean, it's like riding a bike, you don't forget that sort of thing. Yeah, I mean, I would be there like a shot. Who wouldn't? Well,
that's brilliant. Carlo, I tell you, the next time I'm at Wembley, and let's face it, being a Man U supporter, I'm there quite a lot, I'm going to come and look you up, OK?
Yeah, a friend of yours was here about 3 or 4 weeks ago, George Best.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, he was just across the road in the hospitality suite, and yeah, he had a sniff as he walked by for the old bacon and that.
Well, look for Charity Shield final in August. See you then, Carlo.
I'll be here. OK, Eamonn.
Thank you, my friend. Lovely talking to you.
Thank you.
There's a man with a nice philosophy in life, isn't it? Hopefully a few nice burgers and hot dogs as well.
Very gentle.